Much more coming up on that in a moment. Well, after 2 losses against the big boys, the Giants and the Eagles, 7-5 Arizona now, in horse racing terms, comes down in class. They race against the 2-10 Rams, losers of 6 straight. Let's not get too far down on the Cards, though, who in front of their home folks at the Big Toaster have a chance to clinch, again, the NFC West. It will be their first divisional crown since 1975. The offensive numbers, they're fancy. Kurt Warner, like Drew Brees, ahead of Dan Marino's 5,000-yard pace of 1984. Anquan Bolden and Larry Fitzgerald together, get this, 12 games, 155 catches, 2,000 yards, 19 touchdowns. But Arizona in the playoffs? And is our Steve Young restless?
All right, so Kurt Warner's having a great season. MVP type. Anquan Bolden, Larry Fitzgerald, bookend receivers, great offense. They're going to win their division. They're going to have a home playoff game. All great events for the Cardinals. Is that enough? I think they're good enough offensively to go to the next level. But to go to the next level, they're going to have to go East Coast and win a big playoff game on the road. Pack their defense and do something great. Second to last game of the year, they go to New England. Let's make that the litmus test. Can they go to New England and win that football game in the middle of December? If they do, to me, that'll prove that they can do it in January. All right, so quarterback, I expect to have a great push at the end of the season. Donovan McNabb, you saw how he reacted to being slapped in the face by Andy Reid a week before as he got benched. He's responded, and I think he'll respond the rest of the season. All right, so quarterback that's on a roll to me, Eli Manning, has been phenomenal this year. A year ago, he was just finding his sea legs, and now he's the de facto leader of the best football team in the league. And Plexico Burress, his best receiver, is no longer on the team. Puts even bigger burden on him. I think he's up to it. All right, so quarterback I'm not giving up on by a long shot is Aaron Rodgers, who's had a really good season this year, but the team, his defense, has let him down, especially the last couple of weeks. They're scoring a bunch of points, and he's playing pretty efficiently. In the long run, smart, accurate, he's going to be a very good player.
All right, Steve, thank you. Can't get enough Countdown? Get your fix with IBM Countdown Daily. All the news, game breakdowns, and video, only a click away. IBM Countdown Daily. We'll be back.
We got a lot of promise for me this year. And, you know, in the blinking of an eye, it's all gone.
An exclusive interview with Jaguars offensive lineman Richard Collier. And how he's dealing with the nightmare that turned his life upside down. Plus, surprise! Falcons rookie QB Matt Ryan is playing like a veteran. Are the 8-4 Falcons the biggest surprise in the NFL this season? We're live in New Orleans to preview the Falcons and Saints. Let's go, baby! Next.
Break covers all your NBA needs during the week with highlights, news, and analysis.
I don't see who's going to stop the Lakers right now.
With unparalleled insight from former players and coverage of all your favorite stars on the
I'm
court.
I'm going to go with Dwayne Wade. Boston Celtics, still the cream of the crop.
Absolutely.
NBA Fast Break all season long on NASN.
I'll trade you a Red Sox home jersey and a Rangers t-shirt for that Pirates jacket.
No way. I want that Cardinals hoodie and that Braves away uniform and an item to be named later.
You drive a hard bargain.
Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier for all 30 Major League Baseball teams. Available now all over Europe at NASN.com.
I really thought Texas Stadium was going to be where the Cowboys played as far as I could ever see.
Do you look at this stadium as this is my family's legacy?
So many people have contributed to me being able to build this stadium. This stadium needs to reflect media. It needs to reflect the new technology in media, such as the center-hung digital board, the glass curtain walls, the glass end zone retractable doors. When you're looking at this field, you've come here to watch the ball game, but periphery-wise or direct-wise, you're going to have a vantage point that no one else in sports has had. This glass is not blue. This glass is as white as those glasses right there. But it's a glistening, it's an effect glass-wise that changes. And here's the panoramic view of the stadium. And this room that we're in right now is a huge club room. When they say what is the capacity of the stadium from a seating standpoint, You see 80,000, you see 90,000 or 100,000 is because we designed it so that we could be flexible with our seating. We're walking down through right now, Matt. We're going down through where the players will come to the field, and the fans will be cordoned off so that they can't get in their way. But anyway, they'll be able to touch it. This building's going to be seen by more people. There won't be anybody that has to ask where is it and what is it. They'll know.
Tampa Bay at Carolina, but a fine undercard today. 8-4 Atlanta at 6-6 New Orleans. The Falcons have won 6 of their last 7, including an impressive 34-20 home win over the Saints just 4 weeks ago, in which they picked off Drew Brees 3 times, remember? And they kept the Saints out of the end zone until 10 minutes to go in the game. Brees himself 130 yards shy of 4,000 for the season. Reggie Bush back full-time today. Saints are in the Superdome for just the second time in 8 weeks, a survival game for them. The Falcons story continues to get better and better, and it does so right away. They have jumped on opponents 94-31 in the first quarter. We jump on down to the French Quarter, and Rachel Nichols. Good morning, Rach.
Well, Boomer, you know how Saturdays are normally a pretty low-key day in the NFL? Well, yesterday, the Saints coaches were busy putting running back Deuce McAllister and defensive end Will Smith through hours of extra cramming sessions at the team hotel. That's because by the time a judge put a hold on their NFL suspensions, they'd already missed nearly the entire week of practices and meetings. Still, ready or not, they are both going to play today, and in fact, Smith will have to start on a defense that has been so depleted by injuries. And now they face Matt Ryan, who's bucking all the conventional wisdom of being a rookie. You know, of the 91 times he's been blitzed this season, he actually has a higher completion percentage than when he's not being blitzed. Ryan told me that's just because he's comfortable now with the speed of bodies flying at him while he's making reads. And there will be bodies flying at him today. You know, Boomer, Saints linebacker Jonathan Vilma didn't mince words with me. He told me at 6-6, this is more than whatever's a must-win for us. This is win or go home.
That's about right for the Saints for sure. In Atlanta, very interesting, Rachel. The division only began in 02 and Key, and the Bucs won the Super Bowl. They won first. The Panthers were last. In 03, the Panthers went from last to first. The Falcons were last. In 04, the Falcons went from last to first, and the Buccaneers finished in the basement, who then in 05 won the division, and the Saints finished last. Guess who won in 06? The Saints went from last to first, and the Bucs finished last. Guess who won last year? The Bucs won the division, and the Falcons are last this year. Good portent of what's to come. You would have known all this had you seen our commercial running all year.
Looks like a cat. Looks like a panther.
Speaking of the Panthers, what do we like in the NFC South this year?
Well, historically, the bottom team one year wins it the next.
That's great news for the Falcons.
I thought you had hands, man.
Clumsy.
Rookie.
Yeah, rookie mistake. Well, I mean, the Antique Roadshow could tell you. So Atlanta was last year. Maybe they're first this year. We'll see. Biggest surprise of the entire season, Tommy, Atlanta, do you think?
Well, yeah, Atlanta, it's a Thanksgiving, Christmas miracle. You think about where that team was a year ago. Mike Vick gone off to jail. The coach had exited. Now Mike Smith in as coach. You get Matt Ryan coming in as an outstanding quarterback, and they've managed to turn things around. And if there's a number 2, if I had to pick it, it would be Tennessee, because nobody could have envisioned this.
And you're right about the Atlanta Falcons. I think that they are a big surprise, but I think it's the Miami Dolphins. I think when you take a team from 1-15 and you listen to Coach Parcells in the offseason about, we don't have any players and all the bad things, and we don't have a quarterback. And all of a sudden,
never listened to him before. Why not?
But look, all of a sudden they're now in the hunt to win the division and go to the playoffs.
I like Atlanta. I think what they did, you mentioned Michael Vick, 1 year from the week of the sentencing of Michael Vick, changed that franchise around. Now they have a quarterback who has a video library of Tom Brady and Manning, and those are his role models. I like what they did long term.
It all sounds good. 11-1 without your starting quarterback. It's Tennessee, gang.
A coach no one knew, Mike Smith, and Matt Ryan, rookie quarterback. They win week 1 and keep going. A coach not a lot knew, John Harbaugh, and a rookie quarterback, Joe Flacco, Baltimore. They win week 1, they keep going. Those two stories are almost side by each, as you would say. Wonderful, wonderful stories. It's fun to watch. We'll be back.
Super Bowl, baby! Who is Plaxico Burress? A look back at his roots and how those from his past view the Giants' troubled wideout. And ahead, what happens now to the Giants' quest for a repeat. Plus, Cowboys and Steelers, one of the great Super Bowl rivalries, renewed. And Roethlisberger versus Romo. Who's under more pressure to be the hero today? And
the only thing that Ray Lewis dislikes as much as quarterbacks is running backs. I'm here on the field with Ray to give Clinton Portis and the Washington Redskins what might be a painful preview of tonight's game.
On NASN.
Line in the right. Gross. It's over his head. And the ball game is over. The Red Sox rally to win it. Incredible. Unbelievable. The Red Sox win Game 5, 8-7. You gotta be kidding me.
It's really only 2:59. They hate it when I do this. Check it out. It's time to pick me. It's your move.
11 years of fencing and 3 years of law school teach you a lot. For him, it's confidence. For me, it's pride. Go to ncaa.student.org to find out how your child could become one of the many student athletes who go pro in something other than sports.
Every week, NASN fills all your NFL needs.
Touchdown, Redskins!
Sunday kicks off with the Countdown Crew, followed by a live tripleheader of the best action from around the league.
Touchdown! What a catch!
Then, Monday Night Football gets your week started right with Sunday highlights on NFL Primetime, followed by Countdown before the big game. Live NFL every Sunday and Monday, all season long on NASN.
The main event is coming up on Sunday, NFL Countdown. Welcome back to Sunday NFL Countdown, everybody. You know the story by now. After midnight last Friday night, Saturday morning, Giants wide receiver Plexico Burress accidentally shot himself at a Manhattan nightclub. Monday, he was hit with illegal weapons charges, carrying a penalty of 3.5 to 15 years in prison if convicted. The next day, the Giants fined and suspended Burress for the final 4 regular season games. They then placed him on the non-football injury list, making Burress ineligible for the playoffs as well. While the champion Giants move on without him, those close to Burress are concerned with how the shooting will affect the rest of his life. Jeremy Schaap reports.
Manning calling signals, takes the snap, looks left, lobs it left, Burress is wide open, touchdown Giants!
From Super Bowl hero to suspected felon. In the same calendar year, Plaxico Burress has plummeted from the pinnacle to the perp walk.
Someone at work told me that, I saw Plaxico coming out with handcuffs on. I couldn't believe it, and then when I saw it myself, reality. I was hurt.
Elijah Harris wasn't only Plaxico Burress's high school football coach. He was a surrogate father. When Burress's wife Tiffany gave birth to their son, he was named Elijah.
Plaxico didn't have a father figure there. That was real tough for him. You know, he would say to me, I just wish that my dad could see me play.
My mother was my father, my friend, my sister. I mean, she was basically everything to me. She's a lot of the reason why I'm sitting here today.
Burress's mother, Adelaide, died 6 years ago at the age of 49. She raised Burress and his two younger half-brothers in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
He grew up in the projects of Virginia Beach, bounced around from one apartment to another. His mom, they lived in 3 different places over a span of 6 months at one point in his life.
He would hear gunshots sometimes in his neighborhood, and he would see things that he wanted to run away from.
A lot of his friends were drug dealers. He would be standing on the street one time. One of the drug dealers pulled out a gun and shot into the back window of a car. You just kind of live and you exist the best you can.
Plex was the shining light. He was the gifted one, the one that was going to make things right for the whole family. That's what I'm talking about. He shouldered that responsibility early.
Burress, in 9 seasons as a pro, has emerged as one of the NFL's most gifted wide receivers and as one of its most vexing.
It's live. It's live. He was not touched. Can you believe that?
He's been suspended for missing team meetings.
I didn't lose any sleep over it. He got me some rest, and I was able to get away for a little while.
He's been fined by the Steelers, the Giants, and the NFL. Twice this year, police responded to domestic disturbances at his home in New Jersey. No charges were filed. But even now in Virginia Beach, Burress is known for his commitment to the community. The Tuesday before Thanksgiving, 3 days before he apparently shot himself, he was back home, distributing turkeys and hams to those in need. In June, he was interviewed for a motivational video the local sheriff's department showed inmates in the county jail. Burress spoke of the advice he shares with people from his neighborhood who are struggling to build better lives.
It's just about me, saying, hey man, if I grew up in the same hallway you grew under, and been around gunshots and things like that, going through your window and things like that, I came from the same place. So I go to show them that it's other options.
Addressing children from the area, Burress tried to steer them away from trouble.
You got a little sauce. Be focused, man. Stay focused. You can go anywhere your mind will take you. I still dream. I'm living the dream. I dream every day. How can I be better? How can I get better?
But Burress's behavior the past few months, even before the shooting that led to his arrest, suggested that he wasn't practicing what he'd preached. Concerned that he was in a downward spiral, his old coach Elijah Harris says he intended to confront Burress last Sunday before the Giants game against the Redskins in Washington, a meeting canceled by that shot fired in a Manhattan nightclub.
There were some things that I was disappointed with. And quite frankly, I was going to let him know what those things were. What I've been reading, that's not you. New York wants to see the Plexico of last year.
How does someone who has everything put it all at risk in the manner
Burris, Manning told me, made me a better quarterback. Boomer?
Well, like a first baseman with an errant guy thrown across the obviously. So, Chris, football here. Giants miss Plexico in a big way. He's not playing for the rest of the year, at least.
Well, boom, I can't say in a big way because they've been so successful with interchangeable parts. But there's one thing that should be stated, and I don't care what everyone tries to jump on the bandwagon and just say get rid of him. You can't replace 6'5", 230. I mean, he's a rare commodity as an athlete and as a football player. A young Eli Manning had the ability to be able to miss. And because Plaxico, because of his reach and because of his size, it allowed Eli to develop as a quarterback. We talk about the physicality of the Giants, but part of that is Plaxico Burress as a receiver. Go back to the Green Bay game. What other receiver do they have on their roster that could have that type of game in sub-zero weather? They will miss Plaxico Burress because he is what we call a dude in the NFL. He can dominate a football game. Now, can they go other ways offensively? Of course they can.
They will definitely miss Plexico because of his size, his ability to do different things in the game, to change the game around. As Eli Manning stated, it gives him an opportunity to throw the football anywhere for a guy that size to go get it. They have other players at that position that they can plug in and do a pretty good job, Boom. But when you're taking on the third and the fourth corner, it's a different story when now you're the main guy. And now you're getting the first corner, the second corner. You're being double teamed on third downs. That double coverage is no longer going to Plexico Burress. There's now 8, 9 men in the box. It will totally change the way teams prepare to play them defensively, Tom, totally.
All of those things are true, and you can't help but watch that feature and have some emotional feel for what Plexico Burress is going through. And I don't want to get in the way totally of XO, but there is another story here. And that story is the seeming arrogant, narcissistic guy that they have had to deal with all year, whose response to being suspended and fined more than $200,000 was, I'm not losing any sleep over it. And that high-ranking official that Mort talked about earlier, I think that you have to balance that behavior with, and including the shooting, with those things that he brings to the table as a receiver. And I don't know, now when I say this, I know I get a little flack for this. I don't know how much you're gonna miss him. Because I'll miss that 6'5", I'm not going to miss that drama that he brought to the New York football Giants.
When you signed him to this long extension, when you signed him from Pittsburgh several years ago, you knew as an organization, as a coach, there was drama coming.
Yeah.
Not like this.
That's why they put all the treats in there.
Hold on. But in that contract, and I haven't read it, but I'm pretty sure our guys have, and I've seen enough reports, there's a lot of different things in there, Coach. And you
taught me a healthy respect for money. He's given back at least $27 million of it. $27 million.
Here's the thing, you guys are right. They should miss him, and here's why they won't miss him. They won't, not because of him, because of the way this club is built. I mean, this organization is quite, this is a real football team, gang. If you haven't won, they just have replacement part, and they go, yeah, will they miss his product? Of course they'll miss that, but they're not going to miss him because they're just going to plug somebody in and keep moving down the highway.
Yeah, that's fine. You're not playing Seattle in the playoffs.
I understand that.
Just in case you don't know it.
Listen,
don't get it twisted.
6'5".
See, hold on. Last word.
Last word.
Look, you are going to miss the fact that this guy can draw the doubles and make the coverage.
And that affects your offense.
But I'm not missing a guy who's shooting himself in a club. I'm not missing it.
But they know how to deal with that. They've been riding that wave all the time.
In
a
side comment, wasn't it interesting in the piece that his coach, and isn't it interesting also, just as a general thought, you guys are still involved with it, how the coaches from way back when still really care about their players in so many instances, how that coach knew there's something wrong here. Before all this, I was going to go see. And so the coach said it. Plex is just not the same mentally as last year for whatever reason. And no disrespect. I know Plex. I like Plex. The Giants is like driving a beautiful sports car with a parking brake on with him. Just as it emotional. And hard to drive with the parking brake on and go. All right, Sunday stretch. Eagles at Giants. Some of the receivers stepping the forefront, Chris, include...
Oh, let's go with Dominic Hinson. You guys talking about a replacement. I'm going to tell you why they're not going to miss Plaxico. He's a better route runner, intermediate route. Physicality, not as much as Plaxico. Very, very dependable, and the Giants love him.
Mac 5, my man. He got to step up his game today. You know, he's been in this position before where he had to take on the Giants. He's beat them 7 straight times before. All of a sudden, he's had struggles this year, but I think he's back to playing in his true form, and I look for him to have a good game.
Well, I'm looking down in New Orleans, and I'm looking at Drew Brees, and if this football team is going to go anywhere or win today, it's because of this man. Now, he is having an MVP season. This guy is the reason they are where they are. Without him, they would be a losing football team.
Coach, I'm looking at Ken Dorsey, a guy who hasn't really been under fire. The speed of the game and all of those things that we always talk about. You know, when you start talking about this Tennessee team and the way that they can bring it, I think that this could be a real shock for his system coming in as the 3rd quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
Tom, it'll be a shock to everyone's system if the Lions win a game. And I'm looking at the one-time Viking quarterback, Chris's QB, about it. Dante Culpepper. If there's one game he'd like to win, he, by the way, is one of 5 Lions that's completed a pass this year. Hello. Can he complete enough of them to get the Lions off the schneid? I think he can.
Chunky 8.
Who's in? Who's out?
You know, the coach should feel comfortable at home today against the Bengals, but Tony Dungy feels they have no margin for comfort. So even though they won't have center Jeff Saturday today, they will have safety Bob Sanders. He's back in the lineup after missing another game last week with a knee injury. Also active are wide receiver Anthony Gonzalez and running back Joseph Adai. But don't be surprised if Dominic Rhodes, Adai's backup, gets a few more carries today. In a late game in Toronto, under a dome roof against the Miami Dolphins, injured and struggling Bills quarterback Trent Edwards will yield to J.P. Lossman. With a full week of practice, the Dolphins are quite aware that Lossman's deep arm skills make Lee Evans a real threat today. That is, if Lossman can avoid Joey Porter coming off the edge. And Joshua Cribbs of the Browns is one of the league's great utility players. And with Brady Quinn and Derek Anderson out, don't be surprised if he gets some work out of the shotgun at quarterback. He reminded cynics that as a Kent State quarterback in the MAC conference, he beat opposing quarterbacks like Ben Roethlisberger, Byron Leftwich, Charlie Fry. So yes, as Tommy mentioned, Ken Dorsey gets his start. His old University of Miami offensive coordinator, Rob Chudzinski, is the coordinator for the Browns, but he doesn't have his favorite target, Kellen Winslow. He's out. Now for start and sit 'em, let's go to Matthew Berry and Merrill Hodge.
All right, Chris Mortensen, we appreciate it. It is playoff time for fantasy. Yeah. So let's get right to it, Matthew. Give me some starts.
Well, you can't believe you're starting this guy in the playoffs, but you must start the factor back. Peyton Hillis, Merrill. I know you love him.
You're thinking, baby.
4 touchdowns in his last 3 games, at least 15 fantasy points in 4 of his last 5. And now, Merrill, he's at home to the Chiefs, Kansas City, giving up the 3rd most rushing touchdowns this year, the 2nd most rushing yards per game, and the most fantasy points to opposing running backs. Hillis is a must start.
All those are good signs, but I love what Denver's doing because it's become a spread offense. You got to have a back who understands how to run out of the spread formation. One thing in studying him on tape, he's got great feet, even though he is big. So when the hole fills, he gets to the backside and he will take you on. He's physical. And down around the line of scrimmage, look at ball security. That's important because you have to break tackles to get points for fantasy owners. All right, somebody else, my friend.
Well, you know, we just heard all the guys talking about Plexico Burress. One of the guys that Eli's going to be looking for now, Kevin Boss. Touchdowns in 4 of his last 6 games. And no surprise, over the last 6 weeks, Merrill, get this, in the entire NFL, only Anquan Bolden has more red zone targets than Kevin Boss. And by the way, last time he faced the Eagles, Boss 69 yards and a touchdown.
Love this one because he is the most complete tight end in football. Because the Eagles will blitz a lot. They'll see a lot of this today. He has been used at blitz. Look at that fake block right there. You think he's staying to pick up, and then he releases. They're using him more and more in this situation and will without Plexico. And then remember the first match, you mentioned it, the run action. He's one of the best blockers in football, and he releases real quick. And you talk about a great catch. They've got him in and out here, but he fights through it. Eli makes a great throw. Boss comes down with it. More points for our fantasy owners.
We love tight ends that score you fantasy points.
Now, give me some sits, guys, that probably won't help you this week.
Well, Jake Delhomme is a quarterback that I generally like, but not this week. You know what? You look at this, only 3 touchdown passes in his last 4 games. Tampa Bay, the 3rd best passing defense in the league. And in fact, the last time he faced Tampa Bay, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Not crazy about Ronnie Brown. Only if you have better options do you sit him, but
I'm a little nervous there because he's going to get touches.
I know, but under 60 yards rushing in 7 of his last 8 games, Merrill. And by the way, the last time he faced Buffalo, only 43 yards rushing, no touchdowns. And finally, I'm sitting T.O. against your former team, the Steelers. Bad weather there. Right. Steelers, the best pass defense in the NFL. And in fact, Owens has been held to under 40 yards in his last 5 road games. He doesn't play well on the road.
I would agree with that, and he may have his lowest number total throughout the season, too. So I would support that.
No question.
And just a reminder for you Verizon Wireless users, you can manage your fantasy team with ESPN MVP on VCAS. Boom.
Fellas, thank you very much. Well, we had the 58 championship game. How about Cowboys-Steelers? You think there's any football history here? Super Bowl 10, Lynn Swann was MVP. 161 yards and a TD. Steelers beat Dallas 21-17. Any discussion of the best Super Bowls include these 2 games with Staubach and Terry Bradshaw and Jackie Smith couldn't come up with it, but Terry Bradshaw threw for 318 yards, 4 TDs, including this one to Swanee. 35-31 the Steelers for Chuck Noll. And then, people forget this one. This is a hell of a game, too. Super Bowl 30, Larry Brown made a name for himself, picking off Neil O'Donnell twice. And the Cowboys won 27-17. That was their 3rd Super Bowl in 4 years. By the way, that one Super Bowl, Super Bowl 13, 21 Hall of Famers involved with that game. Hello. On to today, where both the 8-4 Cowboys and the 9-3 Steelers once again have Super Bowl aspirations. Pittsburgh, they can't play any better defensively, can they? Nobody's gotten 300 yards against them as a team in any of the 12 games. They're ranked 1st overall in D against the run, against the pass, and points allowed. They've given up 10 points or less in 4 of their last 5 games. Quite a resume. Dallas is on the move again, though. Like the Steelers, they've won 3 in a row now that Tony Romo is back, and they've had 10 days to gear up for what they know is coming in the late afternoon western Pennsylvania snow. To the big ketchup bottle, and Ed Werder. Hello, Ed.
Hello, Boomer. Still a lot of wind, very cold temperatures. This game is expected to challenge the Cowboys' toughness in every imaginable way, and they are forced to replace Marion Barber, their most physical player, with rookie Tashard Choice making his first NFL start. Barber was built for the challenge of playing the league's most punishing defense in a hostile environment in brutally cold weather. Forget running the ball. The Cowboys needed his powerful blocking ability and his veteran experience to protect Tony Romo from the blitzing Steelers and as a check down option in the passing game. Offensive coordinator Jason Garrett told me, though, that Choice has never blinked as a rookie in anything they've asked him to do. He's quick to the hole, but he's not Barber. As for Tony Romo, he won't be wearing that splint, so he'll have a 5-finger grip on the football, which will be cold, slick, and heavy. Boomer, the emphasis with Romo all week, according to the coaching staff, has been to protect the football and step up into the pocket to avoid that outside rush.
Well, New England learned the hard way last week, that's for sure, Ed. Stay warm over there. Back to you in a little while. Tony Romo, Big Ben Roethlisberger. Who needs to do more to win the game today, Coach?
Well, you know, to me, the Cowboys are one-dimensional. I mean, and it is Romo. If he doesn't perform, they're going to have problems. And he's going to have a hard time performing. We heard what he said, step up in the pocket. There may be no pocket to step up into. Those guys are going to come from the outside, but they're going to spy him up the middle. He's not going to have all that time.
It's definitely Tony Romo. He's going to have to do more than in the past. I think when he's going to see a zone defense. The teams that he's played against over the last several weeks been predominantly man-to-man coverage. The wide receivers of the Dallas Cowboys, they're not very good route runners. Their precision in their route running is pretty terrible. They play what I would call sandlot football, parking lot football. Tony Romo running around, kind of points here and there, finds a guy, throw the football. They watch that tape just like we watched the game. They watched exactly what happened to New England wide receivers last week. As Coach like to put it, hit them in the mouth. Those guys would be a little nervous up there.
I think he was trying to say, Tom, that they don't.
yeah, go ahead.
I think he was trying to say they don't run good routes. And you make a good point about Romo and the ability to be able to get to the second and third guy. Pittsburgh Steelers, what they do, maximum pressure on the quarterback and take away your primary option. T.O., the last 2 weeks, free access off the line of scrimmage, over 300 yards receiving. That's not going to happen today. Romo, get on your bicycle. You're going to be running today.
You know, I think it's Tony Romo. I've seen the Dallas Cowboys without him maybe use that face. We've talked a lot about Lamar Woodley. We've talked about James Harrison coming off the edge. I think Coach has hit on it. That's stepping up in the pocket. The Steelers do a great job of filling gaps, and there is a guy on their line named Casey Hampton. We talk about great interior guys who give you that push up the middle of the football field. Casey Hampton gives that to the Steelers.
That's nice.
He gives that to the Steelers. So, but the key is if there's no place for Romo to step up, boy, will he have a hard time doing his job.
We've seen Pittsburgh win with Ben playing average or below average, right? The
Super Bowl. Yes, absolutely.
Romo below average.
They lose.
They lose. But he could play above that. We'll see. Boy, tough schedules for the two of these teams, that's for sure. Look what's coming up for Dallas. After today, they play the Giants, the Ravens, and they're at Philly, all teams with winning records. After today, the Steelers are at Baltimore, and that'll be a tough game, at Tennessee before they play Cleveland. So tough roads for both teams. Early on the morning of September 2nd, Jaguars offensive lineman Richard Collier was sitting in a car outside a Jacksonville apartment building where police say a gunman opened fire, wounding Collier in 14 places, including the back, shoulder, groin, leg, and buttocks. In his first television interview since the shooting, Collier spoke with Outside the Lines' Kelly Naki.
I remember the bullets being fired. It was like, man, you know, what's going on? What's happening? My first thoughts were just to survive.
Did you see any blood on you anywhere?
No, I didn't look. I was kind of like in the car, just laying down, and I was just thinking like, I don't know what to do. Next thing I remember, I was in the ambulance. And looking up and seeing, you know, the paramedics doing their job, and they're cutting my shirt off, and they're counting bullet wounds and putting oxygen on me. And it was just like, so everybody was so active. It was just like, you know, like a movie. It was so surreal.
When Richard Collier reached the hospital, doctors say it was immediately clear he was paralyzed below the waist. Drifting in and out of consciousness and on a ventilator, Collier developed life-threatening blood clots in his left leg. His mother, Shirley Robinson, gave doctors permission to amputate above the knee.
How soon after you woke up did you learn you were paralyzed?
It was the next day. I was talking to my sister. I was like, you know, I want to get up. Let me lay my arm on you. And, you know, we walk around in bed, and she...
Oh, you just don't know how they tore me up, all of us.
I just cried, you know, and then I called my family back in, and we just cried together. And, you know, that's the most I've cried my whole life. Every day, you know, anything would like just trigger tears. You know, watching football on TV, you know, anything. So that was my lowest point. I'm getting delivered by a stork.
This is what 27-year-old Richard Collier looks like today.
How's everybody doing?
What have you learned about people through this experience?
You know, the funny thing I've learned, it's like with all the negative and, you know, hateful people in the world, there's so many good people out there that, you know, that are on your side. I got a letter yesterday. A guy said that, you know, he was thinking about killing himself. He said he read my story and I inspired him, you know, to live. And that's amazing. That's really amazing.
That's very kind of Richard to join us. Kelly Naki, great job as always. Jacksonville police say Collier was targeted by a man named Tyrone Hartsfield. Collier acknowledges having an altercation with Hartsfield at a nightclub in April, 5 months before the shooting. Hartsfield is in custody, accused of attempted murder and firearm possession by a felon. He's been in prison before on weapons and cocaine charges. Hartsfield's next court date is this Thursday. Collier, on the advice of his attorney, said he would not discuss anything that could affect the case. We'll be back.
From NFL experts to high-profile attorneys, our crew makes their strongest cases for best team in the AFC.
This AFC may not be the behemoth that we thought.
Judge Berman will be presiding. And
I'm Kenny Mayne. Coming up later on Countdown, you'll find out that my story had very little to do with actual football.
You're the king of the crop, so I did the rock and roll stepper just for you.
For those of you trying to get super fit, Tony Little's here.
plus, unmasking the Steel City's QB. Why Big Ben is so strong, standing in the pocket. And
Clinton Portis is having an unbelievable year for the Washington Redskins, but tonight when he meets Ray Lewis, he's coming up against one of the best linebackers in the history of the NFL. We're going to break it all down for you on our EA Sports Virtual Playbook.
Stardom Sit-em, brought to you by Verizon Wireless. Get live gamecasts, personalized alerts, and exclusive commentary with ESPN MVP on VCast. Text TRIAL to 7280 for a special 5-use trial today. NFL.com. 2008 Pro Bowl voting ends Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Vote now.
Don't miss Boomer and the gang every week on Sunday NFL Countdown, only on NASN.
Day after day, brave as your life, be the one you never be again. Day after day, brave as your life, be the one you never be again.
For rush again. Romo deep ball. T.O. in the clear. Got it. T.O. TD. 72 yards. Only Jerry Rice has caught more touchdown passes in National Football League history.
A Lundqvist t-shirt.
Oh,
Perfect.
very nice.
Rangers earring.
Rangers jersey, cool.
Dress socks? What the? Stanley Cup DVD. A scale. A Rangers purse. Awesome. These flyers.
Wow.
Yeah.
NHL presents, much better than regular presents. With over 15,000 choices, nobody has more exclusive NHL gifts for the holidays. Go to shop.nhl.com.
Nice shirt.
NHL this Saturday on NASN.
After it goes.
Pittsburgh face off against Philadelphia in the battle for Pennsylvania.
Up in the Penguins score.
Then Ovechkin's Caps travel to Montreal looking to spoil the Habs' 100th season celebrations.
Nice slot, scores!
And the dominant Sharks host an injury-plagued Blues. A live NHL tripleheader Saturday on NASN.
Crunch time. We're late in the season.
Everyone's cold and you can see breath coming out.
Ooh, it's freezing out there.
Football is any weather, any circumstance, by any means necessary.
The season can go either way.
Buckle your chin strap, folks. I think we're in for a wild finish.
Is that point where champions are made. In December, that's where you find your real football players.
December football, snow on the ground in Pittsburgh. Could be wind chill, as you see, in single digits. Green Bay, it snowed this week. Chicago, it snowed this week. Could be light snow in those places. New York, there was snow last night a little, although temp a little bit above the freezing mark. Now you get the picture. Tonight, 31 degrees of cold for the Battle of the Beltway. Redskins at the Ravens. Since it is Washington playing, and since we had Army-Navy yesterday, just a quick word, on, if you will. Today, December 7th, is Pearl Harbor Day. Thanks to all of those who have or are serving. And if you see somebody from that generation, 1941, thereabouts, why don't you stop and tell them thank you? On to the very good game. The 7-5 Redskins must rediscover their offense. 4 touchdowns the last 4 games, because the Ravens, at 8-4, winners of 6 of their last 7, surely mean business at home. In the big crab cake, they've allowed a max of 13 points in their 5 games. That's the backdrop to Ray Lewis and company trying to shackle the NFL's second-leading rusher, Clinton Portis. Tommy, set it up for us, will you?
Boom, I believe that this game is going to be decided between the matchup between Ray Lewis and Clinton Portis. Clinton Portis has had an outstanding year, and he uses the cutback lane so well. Gets the defense to overflow, plants the foot, and get yourself north and south. A lesson he learned when he was with the Denver Broncos. Ray Lewis, outstanding not only with instinct, but reading ability. Block down, step up. Here again, block down, slide yourself to the hole, step up, and make plays. Welcome to our EA Sports Virtual Playbook, and I'm going to show you why both of these guys are having such great years. Clinton Portis, we talked about that great vision and that ability to get himself downhill. But you also have to understand his offensive line is coordinating that by sealing those blocks on the backside and giving him a place to run the football. Ray Lewis wants to be kept free, which is why he helped draft some of the guys in front of him. And once he's kept free, he's one of the great tacklers that the game has ever seen. I think that the key to tonight's game is if Clinton Portis is converting third downs, making those 15, 20-yard runs, the Redskins will be winning the game. If Ray Lewis is in your backfield making plays like this, then you are certainly losing the game.
All right, Tommy, thank you. As always, very interesting stuff. So much for Tennessee going south after they finally lost the game. It's exactly what they needed. You saw it on Thanksgiving, although we're not sure if stats like 292 yards rushing should count, because, after all, it was against the Lions. At 11-1, their business at hand, Tennessee's, is to nail down the AFC South, which they can do with a win at home against 4-8 Cleveland. This is quite a feat when you consider Indy, followed by Jacksonville, with the heavies coming in that division. As for the Browns, they turn to, as we've mentioned, third-string quarterback Ken Dorsey, with Derek Anderson following Brady Quinn to the sidelines for the season. As for the fans in Cleveland's dog pound, they're now in Coach Ditka's doghouse.
I think we became a team today. We became a team. Somebody got killed. They got to get three. All you got to do is want it as much as we know we want it.
Cleveland's always been a great sports town, you know. What a storied franchise that was. Paul Brown, Jim Brown. Some of the great football players ever played in the National Football League came out of there. And what great fans, man. They're supportive. They always show up. They got a pound named after the dog pound.
Want the football or the treat, huh? You want the treat?
Here's what bothers me. When fans throw things onto the field.
You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati.
Or shower players with beer. You know, you booed poor Tim Couch a couple years ago.
It's hard to take, man. It is.
Poor kid cried. And this year you cheer when Derek Anderson got hurt.
And he is down.
And what is that all about? That doesn't make any sense. And you have a right to enjoy the game. Don't abuse that right. So I'm going to put a few of those members of the dog pound in the doghouse.
Brown fans, you're in the doghouse.
All right, Coach, the duly noted. The two big boys in the AFC East are at far rarely seen outposts for them. The 8-4 New York Jets are at Candlestick for just the 5th time in all these years. to take on the 4-8 49ers, while the 7-5 Patriots are in Seattle for just the 6th time in 30 years to take on the 2-10 Seahawks. The last time the Jets were there, 1998, Bill Parcells coaching the Jets. Steve Young, in his last full year as Niners starter, OT win San Francisco. The last time the Patriots were there, 1993, it was the Kingdome. Bill Parcells was coaching New England. Tom Flores for Seattle. Rookies Drew Bledsoe and Rick Meyer going at it. At least Brett Favre and Junior Seau were in the league back then. Favre gets another shot at the Niners, against whom he's 11-1. Seau gets another shot at football, signed this week by the Patriots, along with Roosevelt Colvin, to boost their ailing linebacker core. He's likely to play against quarterback Seneca Wallace, not Matt Hasselbeck. The AFC playoff picture, and how could Seattle try to pull an upset in this thing? Against the Patriots, the Titans, the Steelers, the Jets, the Broncos are the lead. The Colts and Ravens are 8-4. Wild card slots, Pats, Dolphins, Bills, still at it. Well, we have assembled a dream team, if you will, of lawyers representing the 4 AFC teams we feel are most worthy at this stage of making it to the Super Bowl. The AFC teams we feel will best be able to answer the question, what will you be doing on the night of Sunday, February 1st in Tampa, Florida? Gentlemen, please address the court. We start with our Hall of Fame member, Mr. Mike Ditka.
Boom, it's simple. Anybody in their right mind knows 13-0, that's the difference in the turnover takeaway ratio. That means what? I do not give the ball away. I do not beat myself. But the sealer for everything here, gang, is simply this. Who would have thought it? And they are going to continue, and they're not getting tired of it, gang. They're going to keep going. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Your Honor, I apologize for the outburst from Mr. Ditka, but give due respect to his distinguished career and distinguished career of my colleagues who are going to present their case. Now, you will hear information, sir, and it will be disputed and undisputed information. But I'm the only one who has the undisputed. In all our years of competitive sports, there's one way to determine who is the best team. And these guys, they will tell you off the record, like they told me yesterday, it's head-to-head competition. So I'm the only one here who can present something that's undisputable. And that would be with my New York Jets traveling to Tennessee and hitting the coach and his team in the mouth. Head-to-head competition is the reason why my team is the best in AFC.
Well, Judge Berman, I have direct evidence here that stands on its own to prove that the Pittsburgh Steelers, with the #1 ranked defense across the board, as you can see, the passing yardage, the rushing yardage, the points allowed per game, that in fact they are the team to beat in the entire conference right now. As I learned from my colleague to my left, Mr. Jackson here, who has stated in the past that defenses win championship games, and for him to go against that right now, and I think we may want to dismiss him from the court at this point in time.
A preemptive strike, Your Honor, but let's just talk football. Look at the last 6 games. This is factual, an easy case to make. We have beaten, the Colts have, the New England Patriots, the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh, division rival Houston Texans, San Diego when they actually were a football team, and the Cleveland Browns. We get back Joseph Adai. He's now running and running better than ever. Marvin Harrison, becoming the receiver that he was, gives us as many weapons as anybody. And did I mention that we happen to have the best clutch quarterback in football right now, one Peyton Manning? I would like to leave you with this, Your Honor. We may have started in the hole, but we'll end up in the Super Bowl.
Last word.
It's a little rhyme.
That's no mention of Baltimore, Miami, Buffalo. You guys, you've uncovered all the evidence. Very good dossier, I would say, over there. Well, a huge game on Monday night on ESPN. First place on the line in the NFC South. The Buccaneers at the Panthers. The main event traveled to Tampa to share an inside look at the preparation. The kind of preparation never seen before in league history.
With the division leadership up for grabs, the Bucs were dealt a potential serious blow in their preparations on Friday when torrential rains blew through Tampa.
But the Bucs had an answer. Their new multi-million-dollar headquarters includes a state-of-the-art indoor practice facility.
Feet together, let them hang. Really stretch.
You got to play the hand you were dealt. And we were dealt this luxurious conference room. I'm fired up for practice.
Ready. Break.
The Bucks were plenty intense as they conducted one of their most vigorous practices of the season.
They say the key to success in this league is to make the game seem slower. But when they made that up, they forgot that the other key is to make the field seem smaller.
Spacing.
It was as crisp a practice as you're going to see in the NFL. Like clockwork, the Bucks rehearsed the finer points of what they intend to put on display before a national audience Monday.
Oops, my bad.
Even at this stage in the season, basic conditioning remains a priority.
Look at the breakdown. No impact, baby. That's what we're talking about. No impact. I excel at maximizing physical fitness in confined spaces. That's why they brought me in. Plus, I can move some product. So now that you're done with your training, how about the Gazelle? Whole body calorie burning, whole body muscle toning. And if you call this 800 number right now, you'll get a second Gazelle for free.
In a game of this magnitude, special teams could spell the difference. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are as sharp as they can be.
I just hope we didn't put out too much effort here in practice today. I mean, not that you don't want to put out effort in practice. I mean, you know what I mean.
All right, hey, bring it in. Nice job. Good practice. Good practice. Hey, win on 3, all right? 1, 2.
Patty Anderson, please dial 2149.
Focus. Stay intense. No distractions. All right, here we go. Let's do it again. 1, 2.
Hey guys, I have a 2:45 meeting in this room. Which one of you large football players can help me with my overhead projector?
Oh yeah, we got it. I got you. Come on.
Well, just in case the Bucks are indoors in the playoffs, don't forget to catch Kenny, his online show, Main Street. It's a treat. Monday Night Football, the 9-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the 9-3 Carolina Panthers. It's quite a game. We hope you can join us, Key and Tom, as we get set for that game at 8:30 Eastern Time. Who wins the NFC South? They're flat-footed tie right now.
Well, you know, Boom, I think there'll be 3 teams that'll make the playoffs. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will finish number 2, the Atlanta Falcons 3, but the winner of that division will be the Carolina Panthers, Tom. They're running the football extremely well. That's what John Fox likes to do. Limit the throws and the attempts of Jake Delhomme. Get the football every now and then to Steve Smith to keep him happy. Play defense nice and sound and solid. Rush the passer, and that's what they're doing extremely well right now.
Well, I'll take you and reverse those top 2, and I think it has to do with quarterback play. I'll take Jeff Garcia. He's the guy who's taken 3 different teams to the playoffs. I look for consistent defense, and although Carolina plays good defense, the more consistent defense is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Running the football. Cadillac Williams now back in that lineup. I think he will get better and better as the season goes on. But I agree. I think that 3 teams possibly. I just don't know how Matt Ryan's going to finish that last quarter of the season.
In playing them on Monday night, Boom, I think the Carolina Panthers have something special there playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For some reason, when I played for them, the building got so excited and we went out there and kicked their butt. I think they'll do the same thing Monday night.
It's a key implode game Monday night, and we got it all out. Monday Night Countdown, of course, at 7 Eastern Time. We're excited about having this game. 9-3. Doesn't get much better than that this year. And the Bucks and the Panthers going head-to-head from Charlotte at 8:30 Eastern Time. Well, ever since he arrived in Pittsburgh as the 3rd quarterback to be drafted high in the first round of 2004, Ben Roethlisberger has been on fast forward. His first 2 seasons, he won almost all the games, including Super Bowl 40. Sandwiches named after him, a city on hold due to his off-season motorcycle accident. Big Ben has been front and center, and now he's unmasked.
Quarterbacks aren't born. They're built. But in a city like this, you can never stop working. No matter what you've already done, you can never be satisfied. I have become one of them. From flesh to steel. I think being in Pittsburgh, knowing that it's the dirt under the fingernails, the hard hat, going to work every day. It makes us go out and prepare every day the same way. We know that we are Pittsburgh. People that have been here before us, the players, they have carved and given us a path to follow. And it's unbelievable to try and follow in their shoes. It's an honor to be playing in a place like Pittsburgh. My best weapon on the field, probably my arm. I love to get out of the pocket and use my legs, but I'd much rather throw the ball than run the ball.
He's going to heave it down the near sideline.
The quarterback position, no matter if it's before a big play, a drive, whatever it is, you have to be able to almost have that ice water running through your veins. It's unbelievable the amount of intensity that there is being a quarterback in the NFL. So much pressure, people watching, the team, the fans, the media, other players. It's unbelievable the pressure and the intensity that you have. All eyes are on you. The lights are on, the cameras, and it's just an amazing feeling.
Another miraculous escape from Moreeeee.
When I'm done playing, I hope people mention me in the same breath as the greats that have ever played the game. I'd love to be considered as one of the greatest to ever play the quarterback position.
Now Big Ben is 14-4 against the NFC, but against the East this year. Got sacked a lot by the Eagles, against Giants, 4 picks. And so 1-2, and now he has his chance against the Cowboys. Back to the big ketchup bottle for the Steelers hosting the Cowboys. Here's Ed Werder.
Well, Boomer, Ben Roethlisberger created a midweek scare in practice when he slipped and threw awkwardly and tweaked his knee. Coach Mike Tomlin told me he didn't realize there was such a scare involved until he got home at about 11 that night and found 3 messages from his own mother inquiring about the health of the Steelers quarterback. By the way, Boomer, Tomlin tells me it's a non-issue for today.
Standing outside the Eagles locker room minutes before game time, as we reported earlier on Countdown, running back Brian Westbrook, despite missing practice on Thursday and Friday, will start for the Eagles. Backup Correll Buckhalter is out. Interesting lineup change. Wide receiver Reggie Brown, the normal starter, is a healthy scratch. Rookie Deshaun Jackson will start in his place.
All right, Sal, Ed, thank you. Well, tight. December football. Wow. Tommy still has the tee box, but with a 1-stroke lead with 4 holes to go, Tom. It is. Doesn't get more exciting than this. Wow. Couldn't get more exciting than that. So, here are some games that could break it all up. Falcons at the Saints, Coach. What do you think?
I haven't been very good all year. These guys are ahead of me, but I'm going to go with the Falcons because I just think they're a team on a mission.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Falcons. I got to catch up, so.
Well, you're not going to catch up because I'm taking the Falcons on. You are way down there at the bottom, too. The Falcons, well-balanced. The Saints, one-dimensional.
Yeah, but when that one dimension is working, it works pretty well. I'll take Drew Brees in that passing game.
Oh, there we go. We're catching up, boys.
No, you're not, because I'm with Tom.
There you are.
Because the division is 22-2 at home. And the Saints,
there you are.
I got to go home game. I'm going Saints. Eagles at the Giants.
Well, what are you going to do for Buffalo?
Well, they're kind of at home.
Silly question.
It's a home game.
Giants, they're at home.
The Giants, I think that the Eagles, they'll put up a good fight like last time, but the Giants are playing with so much emotion. They want to do this thing, like you said, do it for flex.
The Giants are very fortunate. Now they have something else that makes them look internal and say, let's circle it, let everybody get close. It's us against the world, and they're the Super Bowl champions.
Little XO, Coach mentioned it early. If they run the ball the way they can run the ball, you can't beat them. I'll take the Giants.
My memory is, and these are a much better Giant team than any of these teams a couple of years ago, and Philly ran the table on the road in the division a couple of Decembers ago. I don't know if they can run the road with the 4 games, but they're sure going to try. I like the Eagles in an upset. I just think they have a good feel offensively.
Come on, man.
Trying it. That could even it up.
There we go.
Vikings at the Lions.
There was a wise man. The Vikings at the Lions?
We're picking it. I think we are.
Well, any wise man in the right mind would know that.
Well, I'm not that wise.
You watch the Lions on Thanksgiving?
Yes,
they can't play defense. And they're going up against the best running back in football.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry you asked me.
If those two big tackles were not playing in this game, then I would pick the Lions.
But they are.
So I'm going to pick the Vikings. I mean, you got to be almost stupid.
Look.
Nice tee up.
Boom is on a limb saying that he's going to go at Detroit.
I said almost stupid.
I'm just saying, it better be a big limb because
Boom.
When you watch a team that doesn't understand force on the outside against a guy like Adrian Peterson, he's going to get 200-plus yards today running the football. I'll take it.
He could.
You don't even need to explain.
It doesn't count, though, if it's against.
Okay.
Even if he breaks the record.
If he breaks the record, yeah.
Minnesota has allowed 9 returns for touchdowns.
Here we go.
Goofy. I like them, but they're goofy. It's one of those goofy days. With Detroit, nobody.
Silly boy. Silly boy.
Unanimous picks. We're all, we're on a lot of games. We're all on 9 games. The Skins, we're all on the Ravens as well, in addition to the Packers and the Titans and the Colts and the Patriots. And so a lot of unanimous picks today. A couple of them are going down, you just know. Meanwhile, game breakers. Well, hey, when you win a game, when your defense scores the only touchdown, I got to give you the nod. It was not going to the archives for the Colts, but Robert Mathis, chances are the Colts have won 5 in a row. He was my number 5 star. Hey, it's hard to put him at 4. James Harrison, oh my God. 14 sacks, 2 of them are Matt Castle, 2 forced fumbles, 5 second-half turnovers. Big win for the Steelers in New England. The Castle went into the moat. Patrick Willis. The Niners are the only West Coast team to have come east and won all year. He had 14 tackles. He forced a fumble. The Niners won at Buffalo when they played a home game. Threw a touchdown pass as wide receiver. It's a good ball.
Yeah.
But how about a good catch, fellas? Key, Chris, how's that catch? But he's only the number 2 star? Why is that? Because they were swirling around Donovan McNabb, and he came up large on Thanksgiving. 4 touchdown passes, some of the shovel, some of the overhand variety. The Eagles. Can McNabb keep it going? He was game breaker last week, Coach.
Well, I'm going to stick with this James Harrison. He's unbelievable. And why? He's got great speed off the edge. He's got great leverage. He gets under these big guys. Flozell Adams, duck. Here he comes.
Well, I'm going to go Eli Manning of the Giants. I think Eli Manning's been in this position before without his big play wide receiver. A lot of it will be on him today, and he knows that he's going to have to put the ball in perfect position for these other wideouts to make plays for him.
A number of guys are going to have to step up and make plays for the Giants and Eli Manning to be as effective. And one of those guys is Steve Smith, the most effective receiver through 12 games for the Giants on 3rd down. Now, he's going to have to make the adjustment. As my boy Kiki said earlier, when he gets that number 1 corner and number 2 corner in the slot, and if they decide to double team him, he's going to have to come up big like Plaxico.
CC's second mention today of Peyton Hillis of the Denver Broncos going up against the Chiefs. And again, this is a longer about down the road. If they find somebody who can run the ball downhill, watch out for the Denver Broncos.
Well, we'll talk football, everything that happens today, and looking forward. We begin at 7 with Coach and Merrill and Matt Weiner and John Saunders, Trent Dilford, Tommy, and I. Join us on SportsCenter from 7 to 8 o'clock. We're going a little early today because the bowl selection special, Reese Davis and Cast of Thousands with Herb Street and Coach Corso and Coach Holtz and Mark May, Urban Meyer, Pete Carroll. They're all going to join us. The bowl, 3 hours of fun at 8 Eastern. Did I say bowl or did I say bowling? The Cheetah Championship in Cheektowaga, New York. That's a home game for the Bills. Parker Bone is rolling it. Back to pick the Cowboys Steelers in a moment.
Check. This is Sunday NFL Countdown, presented by IBM.
And Yankee fans are like oil and water. Cubs and White Sox fans at the same dinner table? Bad idea. Despite their differences, fans do have one thing in common. Their heroes all wear Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier for all 30 Major League Baseball teams. Available now all over Europe at NASN.com.
In 2007, the National Football League was home to record-breaking plays and unforgettable moments.
It bounced away from him, and he pulled it back in.
NFL record, 109 yards on the return.
Devin Hester, 6 returns for touchdowns.
The Buccaneers have a kickoff return touchdown for the first time in franchise history.
And Adrian Peterson is loose.
296-yard, the greatest rushing performance in the history of the NFL.
Brett looking, drills the middle. He's got Jennings. Touchdown! Favre has become the National Football League's all-time leading touchdown passer.
Tom Brady, touchdown pass number 50. Randy Moss, touchdown reception number 23. Each set NFL records, and the Patriots are 18-0. Manning, gotta be hit, gotta be sacked. No, he got out of it. Now he fires downfield, and it is caught.
What a play by Manning, and what a catch by Tyreek. And the Giants, with the most improbable win, have won Super Bowl 42.
Touchdown, Penn State.
Right there you see the strength of Darryl Clark.
I don't think anybody would know that this is Darryl's first year running this offense.
And if you were an outsider, you wouldn't be able to tell if it was his 4th year running it or the 1st year. I mean, he's just done a great job picking everything.
And when I say I don't want to be in love now, I've fallen in love so madly twice in my life, and I've then fallen out of it that
That's another career. Pittsburgh home to Dallas. Late kickoff cold, Coach. You're part of the country.
Well, what I liked about this was it was T.O.'s 35th birthday. I'll guarantee you he's going to get a gift from number 43, Troy Polamalu. Who do you think I like?
I know
I'm from Pittsburgh.
Look, no Marion Barber in the game. I can't go with the Cowboys. I got to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if I was a candy bar boom, I would rather be a Snicker.
I like that, Chucky.
That's a good one.
I'm going with Pittsburgh. Defense, Tommy, your influence on me, the defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I always wanted to be Tom Jackson. Anyway.
Yeah, go on. Bad time of the year to be missing parts, which the Dallas Cowboys are. And Pac-Man comes back, but I don't know how important. I'll take the Steelers.
Look at him.
I saw him.
All right. Marion Barber would have been the difference for me. He's not there. I like the Steelers by 4 points today, 21-17.
Whoa. The Snicker, is that because you're malcontent?
No, because it has everything in there.
Pac-Man returning a punt and 7-degree wind chill. Whack-Man. It'll be Pittsburgh. We'll see you tonight.